Hi, welcome to class. We're the only two right now, but the other ones will show up eventually, right? I hate my life. I hate my life.
And Professor Sunrise Productions!
Hello class, Professor Sunrise here. In today's class we're taking a look at a replay analysis of me playing with Bystial Dragon Control versus Labyrinth. I felt like this matchup is probably the most easiest and linear matchup just from gameplay wise, where you can see what the actual game plan is of me and how I try to counter the Labyrinth gameplay. So I figured this was probably a very easy and nice access into gameplay of me playing Bystial Dragon Control, as a lot of you have asked since the last deck profile. So without further ado, don't forget to like and subscribe, leave some feedback down below, and let's get right into the video. So here we are in the replay. We're up against the limit size with 640 rating, a lot of experience, and they're actually asking for a money match. So I think they're quite a good player, and this hopefully will be a good replay for you guys. So we lost to rock, paper, scissors. Take a look at the opening hand. They are on Welcome Labyrinth, Big Welcome Labyrinth, sorry, Punishment, Lady, Lovely, and Terrors, and we are on Black Metal, Collab Serpent, Ash, Seyfert, and Branded Regain. So overall a pretty decent hand. It just dies to spot removal super easily. But in a matchup like this, you can get away with just having two normal summons in your hand. The third normal summon, on the other hand, really sucks ass. And without getting Branded Regain to life, we're basically only playing with one card per turn. So that's super annoying. If I didn't activate the Branded Regain, maybe the punishment wouldn't have come out there, but on the Pisty, at least, so that's probably nothing we could really have done about that. We could have started with Seyfert, I guess, to get the light into the graveyard, but a lot of times they will also just use Compulse, so there's not really a lot one can do. So in the end phase, because we cannot really do anything, the Summon Lady Labyrinth, and they will probably go, yeah, go for the big welcome. We do have the Ash for that, so they cannot chain to that. That's pretty good for us. They do open a big normal welcome, so that's a pretty good pickup for them. Together with the Terrors of the Overroot, they still have a disruption. They have the follow-up, so it will be very hard. We draw a Noctovision, which is an additional card I did put into the deck. I wanted to change a little bit how the deck plays, as you can see in the last replay. So this deck list I'm actually using in this replay is actually of me testing out a few things here and there, which will definitely come up handy here and there. Not so much this time. The Noctovision is a little too late there, sadly. So the Seyfert will we bounce by the Big Welcome Labyrinth, so we have no play again, and we just have to pass, and from here on we just lose. Sadly, if you don't draw any Bystial slash like Chaos Space or whatever, you just die to your normal summon being removed, just like any Dragon Link deck did in the past. Game 2, they are on Big Welcome Labyrinth, Ash, Sphere Mode, and Lady. We are on Chaos Space, Cosmic, Chaos Emperor, Ghost Spell, and Ash. As you can see, I actually did put in the Ghost Spell. It's a very good card into this matchup, but this is mainly not there for that, but mostly for Runic variants to hit the field spell, for them not be able to draw. Chaos Space gets Ash, that sucks. We set a Chaos Space, they draw another Sphere Mode. That is insane for us. They don't know what we're really playing. So if they knew that we were playing Bystial Control, it would never set this in because we at maximum end on 2, but I mean, we can in theory end on Seal, Masquerena, Lubellion, but even then we don't really care about a Seamon on that, honestly. So they just set to in end phase we hit the Cosmic on the Welcome Labyrinth, which will be insane because we have a Ghost Spell for the Big Welcome, which actually negates activations, so they cannot even use the Lady in the hand, which is really good for us. We draw a Black Metal Dragon, we normal summon that. They go for the big welcome, we Ghost Spell, and from here on we can make Seal Control work. We go for the black metal here, then notice, oh wait, they're not even fucking playing, what's it called? Dragon Link, they're playing something differently. We could have faked having the Striker Dragon in here, but the problem with that is that this deck plays into, Darks, so the Dark line is coming up a lot, so I never want to waste my, Striker Dragon for that. So here we use Chaos Space to get rid of the Pisty and draw one. We sadly only draw a Seyfert, so still no Lubellion, nothing really of really good worth. We use the Seyfert here, we summoned off the Red Eyes just to get the white in rotation so that we have at least one more line of play for next turn. White, banish that. We go for Battle Phase. This did play into a Nibiru, but I didn't expect them to be playing that post side. And then we make a seal. Probably shouldn't have done it like that and just gone for the seal, but I was feeling a little iffy. Yeah, probably a misplay. Honestly, you should just play around on Nibiru, especially if they have like 3 cards in hand, which they're not using. Um, and then, oh, yeah, I completely forgot that, of course, we can use the Sacred to get back the Chaos Emperor Dragon, so that next turn we can get back a Sacred again. So we do have quite some good amount of follow-up, honestly. Not the engine which we want, but we do have follow-up nonetheless. They go for they draw lovely, so that does nothing for them. Luckily for us, so let's get into a game 3. And trust me, game 3 will be a little more interesting than the first 2 games. Opening hand is Magnamid, Cosmic, Magnamid, Black Metal, Nocto. That's a pretty good opener for this matchup, exactly. You cannot complain about that. And they are on lovely, Big Welcome, Welcome, Ash, and Compulse. Also an insane opener. So, we draw a Sacred for turn. Again, 2 normal summons. But the problem is I still want to play all of the normal summons, which I can, just because the deck struggles with consistency a little bit. So we go for Black Metal, which is very important to get this hand alive. Black Metal 1, Nocto Vision 2, get the Nocto out of the hand. We're not using Cosmic here just because we want to save our Cosmic either to chain onto a normal trap when Lovely is on the field, or to hit any annoying floodgates. Because if they have an Iron Wall, we need to hit it with the Cosmic, so we have to basically keep it. Or if it's like a very annoying floodgate like Skill Drain or Gozen, which we currently cannot play around, I just want to save it. Of course, it can be really good to just hit blind back row, but then because we could hit a Compulse, but then they could have just have a Welcome or Big Welcome, and they will just chain it. So I'd rather just make the most consistent use out of it and just keep it in hand as long as possible. So we summon the Noctovision, we use Black Metal, Darkness Metal Dragon, banish Pisty on the Welcome. We have nothing, so they get the Lovely out. Then they will use the Lady in hand. They will use the Big Welcome. We chain the Cosmic, so we get rid of the follow-up, which is very good for now. Then we chain the Magnamid. I don't know why we did that here. Didn't really do anything at all. I could have just waited for that. But we did it anyways, so we summon Magnamid, effect Magnamid, then Ariana and Lovely will trigger. Getting rid of the Noctovision. And Big Welcome getting added to the hand. We go Battle Phase. I guess we did it like that because then they cannot Ash on the Magnamid, which is pretty decent for us, I guess. So that's a pretty good play, but honestly, I don't know why I did it that. I don't think I thought about that, but maybe I did. So we end phase, we add the Rebellion. This might seem bad, but again, this is a trap matchup, so we are fine with taking a very slow approach to the game. They draw Skill Drain, which is a good card, but not exactly in this matchup. Lovely. We'll be using her effect to get the Compulse, run over our Magnamid. Effect Lovely in hand, set 1, and pass. In end phase, we use Magnamid on the Noctovision. Effect Magnamid, adding a Saronir. I did that. Oh, let's pause here. I did that so that we always have a Bystial in hand, so that we can negate the Lady Labyrinth effect on field, just so that we get rid of their follow-up. Luckily, or badly, we drew a Baldrake because we did have way better ads here. We could have gone for the Wyver Burster, we could have gone for the Chaos Emperor. They were very good ads here, but we just have to get the consistently good one, which is the Bystial, which is fine. We still get access into rank 6s and stuff like that, so it's not the end of the world. So here they use, we top deck a Baldrake, like I said, we normal summon Sacred. We plan to use Sacred effect Pitch Rebellion, so we get to Chaos Emperor. They will use Big Welcome, so we are forced to use a Bystial here. Using a Bystial on probably our own Magnamid, just because we want to use the Ariana for a Dark Summon. They summon back the Ariana. They bounce their Lady. We summon the Magnamid. They use the Lovely effect here and the Ariana, getting rid of our Sacred. They get the Big Welcome, but that is a-okay. They use the Welcome effect here to get follow-up, and now we know the last disruption will be a Compulse. So we use Rebellion here and get the Druid Swarm, and now we don't want to use the Rebellion because we know that they have a Compulse here, so we just want to save our Rebellion as last as possible because we really want to set up Branded Beast because it's just so good in this matchup. So we use Sacred to add back the Rebellion because we are planning on getting into a Dark Root line. For that, we need a Dark into the Graveyard, so we run over the Lady. No, this Magnamut was summoned by itself, never mind. But it didn't matter because we had the Serenade, right? So we go into Dark here, trigger Serenade to send probably a Regain. They think of ashing that here, but we just send a Regain here. Because we have the Lubellion in hand, of course. We use Dark. Summon the Ariana. And then they summon the Lovely out. Because they plan on using the Compulse next on probably the Unicorn. If they're doing the read correct here. But we still have to go for it, even though it seems like a very bad play. We just need to out this Compulse device. So we go for Unicorn. Sorry, by the way, for my voice. I'm still a little ill here and there. I'm on the recovery. Unicorn effect, pitch the Lubellions, target the Compulse. They chain Compulse. We will be chaining Drewsworm on any Dark. At this one, we could also just get the Ariana back. Yeah, we banished the Ariana. They will try to use Lovely here, but they already did that. I just on accident put it back. Yeah, so they already did that. I was a little confused there. So we go for the Drewsworm. Use Lubellion effect, or not effect, just summon the Lubellion, get rid of the Lovely here, and Lubellion. This is where the matchup becomes way easier because now we just have the Branded Beast set up, and from here on out, it's just an easy pickup. We summon the Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon, effect Red Eyes, summon back Magnamut. We haven't triggered the Magnamut yet, so that's very good for us. We use Magnamut effect here, and then we still have the Beldrak in hand, so we can use Beldrak on the Lovely, getting rid of their bomb. So highly hindering the amount of disruption they can put on us in this grind game here. And then we have multiple options here. We do have the rank 6 pull. We do have a seal available to us. Ultimately, I use Branded Beast here on the Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon to get rid of the back row. And then I wanted to go for, I think, an Atune, summon a Noctovision, and then just make a seal to just have an additional card in hand. They do hit us with an Ash, so we get punished here, but honestly, I didn't really expect an Ash at this point, just because there were so many spots to Ash here. We used the Lubellion, we used the Magnamut, all of those would have been way better Ash targets, honestly. So it's fine. In end phase, we get the Branded Beast, and we get an add back with Magnamut, and we do decide to add back the Chaos Emperor, just because it is the most effective one at this point, because we have everything which we want to banish. We don't have a Light Engrave, but it's still the best one to add in my opinion, just to get it out of the way. They do get an top deck an Eradicator Epidemic Virus, hard word. They turn the Lovely into attack, and they just run over because they don't really have a big play apart from the big welcome, running over the tomb. This gets bounced, by the way. So now they can set their big welcome, the normal welcome Labyrinth, because the monster left the field by a normal trap effect. They attack for 3k, they don't summon anything, so we don't get the follow-up. They set 4, and suddenly I'm like, oh, holy shit, this might be a loss. So we top deck a Noctovision. They go for the welcome in the standby phase. They don't chain the lady here, which is interesting, but they can always do that later. We use Branded Regain on the Magnamut. They chain a Virus. Chain Lovely. So now they got that. So now they got Terrors of the Overroot. But we still have Branded Beast set up, and we can get our Branded Regain back next in the end phase, so, right? So we are not that bad off. So we use Chaos Emperor because this is, of course, only a spell when it's in this Pendle Zone and not in hand. We use that to get into a Magnamut here. Anything else doesn't really make sense here, sadly. We could have gone for a Lubellion just so that we get a Light into the graveyard. But I wanted to save my last Magnamut in the deck just because I figured this is probably still gonna take some time here. So we used Magnamut on the Saronia. We could have banished that lady, but I was scared of a big welcome, which they haven't used in this turn, and they got one here, so we needed to be careful for that. Effect Magnamut. We summon the Noctovision. They don't have something for that. They could have skill drained here, but then we would have just dodged with Branded Beast. We summon the Nocto. I think just as a body here, they used the big welcome Labyrinth to get rid of that, which is totally fine for me. I was just trying to wall up here, honestly, and keep grinding with Magnamut and Regained once it's possible. So now we just used the Branded Beast on the Terrors because I felt very confident in not dying here. Just because I have Branded Regain, and as soon as they put on a body, I can just get an additional body unless they have extra spell trap removal, which the deck really struggles to get, apart from having another virus, and for another virus they need to get rid of the one body they have. So I felt very safe here, and just getting rid of the Terrors of the Overroot while they cannot activate it felt like the best play. Now an end phase Branded Priest gets our regain back, and we resolve our Magnamut, and we search a Sacred even, because I felt so safe. I didn't really felt the need for anything else here. So we pass turn, they top deck a lot of the Heavenly Prison. Not a good pickup at this point. The back row can be protected, but honestly, of course, you just much rather have a trap and reactive trap to stop our plays. They go for attack with Lady. We are at 600 life points, but this is all we really need. They activate Lord in the Heavenly Prison in main 2. Pass turn, we draw a Ghost Spell, which is an insane pickup on this spot exactly because they still have a big welcome. So now we normal summon Sacred, effect Sacred, pitch itself so we can get into the baby dragons, which we haven't actually went through. So we now have that engine rolling together with a Branded Regain. That is insane. We have a Dark in the graveyard, which we can banish here with the Branded Regain. So we can actually now recycle that. They have a Dark in there, so we can still go for a complete access code line because we recycled our own Dark. Unicorn got bounced. We still have access code in there, so we can now heavily go for that. We draw a Lubellion, insane pickup. Effect Lubellion, get the last Magnamut out of our deck, which is why I wanted to save the Lubellion out of the graveyard, out of the banish pile, and not use that because we only had one Bystial in deck, I think, at this point. Yeah, we only had the one Magnamut in there. So we add back Lubellion with the Sacred. Link of the Wyverburst into a Striker Dragon. This is why you use the Striker Dragon, use the Bystial, not the Striker Dragon. 1 Wyverburst to 2 Noctivision, get those out of the hand and completely pop off at this point here. Add back the, add the Collapse Serpent. Go for Dark, effect Nocto. Draw 1, we draw a Gamma, which is a light at least for a discard, so that's pretty good. We use Dark here. They skill drain here. We could have played around that by summoning a Magnamut beforehand and having a Branded Beast. Problem with that is that we don't have any other Bystial to chain on the Lovely, and I didn't on the Lady, not the Lovelies, and I was not too sure what there is in the back row. Maybe I was a little too scared. I just wanted to play this as resource effective as possible. I didn't want to go for game immediately. I just wanted to outgrind them because it is just the safest bet. And even if there was a skill, I thought to myself, I still have a plethora of plays even afterwards, so that's super fine. Now we have to use the Magnamut, sadly, on the Lovely, but that is fine because we can still just trigger the Branded Beast afterwards, right? So we use the Magnamut here. We think if we want to, yeah, we use the Branded Beast here to hit the skill drain so we can keep playing through other things. If they have another trap here, and it's Disruption, we probably can still play afterwards and can play through that the one extra card they have anyways. So we use the Collapse Serpent here to summon itself, banishing the Wyverburster. We don't have a light engrave yet, but luckily we did top deck the Gamma, so we can actually summon the Chaos Emperor, effect Unicorn on the set. They chain that, we Go Spell, insane pickup like I said. From here on it's just pretty clean up. We think here a little bit, we summon the Chaos Emperor by banishing Gamma and a Striker Dragon. We link those off into an access code, effect access code, target Unicorn, and then pop the Lovely. Bang, get rid of that. They didn't activate a lot of the Heavenly Prison. Wait, this only protects sets, right? Well, this card is set card. Okay, it only protects sets, so I didn't think play into that or like misplayed or something. I was pretty sure it only protected sets. So that's pretty good for us. We got rid of the Lovely. They don't have any plays whatsoever. They don't really have anything really scary in the graveyard just yet. In end phase, we get the Drew's Worm. We are never gonna die here. Chaos Emperor gets to the bottom of the deck, by the way, and they top deck a Virus. And that's it for the game. Like I said earlier in my last video, this matchup is super insanely favored for us, even when we've drawn pretty badly, I would say, in the first few games. At least in game 1, we drew ass, and something just happens, but of course, it's a best of 3. So, in the end, most of the time it will still go out pretty good for us in game 2. We did get Ash once, but the amount of non-engine we had and the decent top decks we had helped us play through that. And then in game 3, you saw once we have Branded Beast established, the matchup just plays itself, especially if you have Branded Regain with it and you just keep looping Magnamuts. So we try to use all of our other pushes which we have, which is mostly the Dark, Unicorn, access code line, to just push through their back row, maybe use the Chaos Emperor Dragon or other big beat sticks like a Drewstorm to get rid of their bodies, and then in the last action, use Lubellion Graveyard Effect, get Branded Beast, and end phase hopefully get Branded Regain, resolve a Magnamid, and from here on out, you just control the game. You saw they had 4 back row when I did that, and I still easily played through that just because Branded Beast and Branded Regain are so strong in this matchup. Hope you guys enjoyed this replay analysis. Class is dismissed. You guys are free to leave. Professor Sunrise out. Peace.